Guaranteed Terrance shoots on me. I can guarantee it.
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
Chris, man, 2023. It's a damn good year for you, huh?
3 times. Trying to get another one in before the end of the year, so got to get that Christmas money, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Christmas,
Yeah.
you got kids, you got to take care of, right?
Yep, definitely.
Nice. Man, when you look at the level of competition you fought this year already, and then you got Terrance McKinney coming up soon, man, you're fighting some of the most dangerous guys that are not ranked. And do you look at it that way?
Nah, I'm
No.
thinking more. Nah, not really. No, I'm more thinking about like those guys fighting me. You know, that they need to. Like I'm dangerous. You know, I know, for instance, that I'm top 10. Like I know that. I know that from being in the room with these guys. I train with top 10 guys every single day. So, just hats off to these guys taking the fight because. Like I'm ruthless when it comes to it. You know, I'm still figuring out the game. I'm getting closer and closer every single time at getting better. I'm always taking hints and tips off my coaches and my training partners here. But my next performance will be clinical. You know, I understand that my last one looked clinical, but deep down inside, I should have got that finish, especially when I broke his arm. So. You know, like there's a couple of things that I should have done a lot better, and I was very conscious of that. Like I definitely could have got the finish, but I'm not saying I played it safe, but I definitely could have done better or done more.
Yeah, I mean, I think every fighter, if they don't get the finish, that's probably what they're thinking in their mind, right? They could have done more.
Yeah.
They could have went after it a little bit harder, right? But hey, it was a great performance, man. Unanimous decision win. You broke the dude's arm. Like, what else can you do to, without put his lights out? You know what I mean? So, how was it fighting for 2 rounds with a guy with a broken arm? Did you know? When did you know?
I didn't know he broke his arm. I noticed his movement changed probably about 3 kicks in from the fight. And obviously for fighters to fight, they need to meet in the middle. And I thought Yanal was going to do that. I said that to everybody in the lead up to the fight, that I knew he was going to be a better dance partner than Omar Morales, because Omar, obviously, he was on a 2-fight skid. You know, his job was on the line, so that was a tougher fight, like to kind of skirt around the edges on. But once I noticed that like he was kind of backing off a little bit, I thought maybe. Genuinely, I thought he was scared of my power and maybe felt my kind of imposing will on him. That's why he was backing up a lot. And I was like, why is this guy running away now, you know? But it is what it is. As I say, you know, I'm always getting better. I'm always doing greater things. So, yeah, just moving on to the next one. Terrance McKinney's the next guy. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, before we talk about Terrance, did you feel like you got to work some new tricks in that fight? You know what I mean? You get to test some things out that you've been training all year?
Um, yeah, I did. I did a lot of things in that fight that the main thing for me actually, you know, before I delve deep into the fight itself, I was leaving. And throughout the full fight camp, you know, I was saying, you know, I'm gonna get fight of the night. I'm ready to fucking. I had a bit of an attitude. I had a bit of an ego trip. Because everybody was telling me, you should grapple this guy. You should do this, and it really pissed me off. You know, I was like, fucking, none of these motherfuckers know who they're fighting. Like, I'm everything. I can do it all. And I had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder because of that. So Mike Brown said to me, and I'll always remember this, he's like, we don't do fight in the night in this gym. We do an absolute clinic. He says, I want you to go and put a clinic on this guy. He says, I'll see you next time. So I put a clinic on him. Like, the guy barely touched me. it was just he got hit me in the nose once, hit me a couple overhands, but like I say, I put on a clinic, and that was due to the good coaching from Mike Brown.
October 14th, man, you jump right back into it, right into the fire. Terrance McKinney, what are your thoughts on his fighting style in the matchup?
Southpaws are always awkward, he's athletic. He's just not on my level, I'm gonna put it on this guy. I'm gonna fucking really, really put it on this guy. Um, I've known Terrance from having that fast knockout. I believe that was lucky. I believe that was just aligning of the stars for him. But yeah, I'm gonna put it on him big style.
Yeah, Terrence, he has a lot of first round finishes, so a lot of people will label him a one round fighter. When you plan to face somebody that can start so quick, is it different from somebody that is a slow starter?
Um, it all depends. Like I said before, like you can meet fire with fire. One slip, and Terrance McKinney's going to be on his fucking back like Charlie Campbell. So, um, people don't realize that I've got power, and if you look at my records, I've knocked out 80% of the people that I've fought. Unfortunately, I've had to recoup myself a little bit, like moving and stepping up in competition. Obviously, going to the UFC, it's a little bit harder to get that finish because guys are very resilient. Every guy in the UFC is tough. Like there's not a tough guy in the UFC. So I'm going to make sure I put this guy away in spectacular fashion, and then move on to 2024 with a new contract from the UFC, and yeah, moving on.
There you go. And training camp, of course, American top team. A lot of people probably consider it the best team in the world. Anything new?
Yeah.
When you got back, started training, anything different about camp?
Nah, same thing. I could have done with Dustin here this time, but I'm just gonna have to deal with kind of heavier southpaws. I'm training with some kind of 170 guys that are southpaw rather than 155 guys. That doesn't matter. It just makes things harder for me. So I enjoy that. American top team is the best team in the world, and I can assure you on that. It's different gravy. I came across here and just realised like how it should be done. This place is fucking unbelievable. But I've got a job to do on October 24th, October 14th. I'm in the dungeon, as you can see. I'm in my room. There's nothing much going on. I'm sitting about doing not very much other than training, thinking about training. So yeah, I'm in. I'll be in the prime of my sorry. I'll be in the prime condition, or the best condition possible, because I've just come off a spectacular win, and my fitness didn't leave me. I kept training. I had no injuries, so just ready to get back in there.
Staying in that room, you're in the dorms, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So staying in the dorms rather than staying, like, let's say, in a condo on the beach, it's different, right? Like the grind is different, the mentality is. Do you feel that when you get to American Top Team and you sleep in that room and you train every day and you go back to the room? Do you feel that?
Yeah, for sure. I'm very regimented in that sense. I do it on reason. All the guys in here have bought TVs, and they all have TVs. I don't have a TV. Not that I can't afford one. It's just we're over here. I'm going to war in 4 weeks' time, and it's. I can't really explain it. It's very primal. I come across here, get myself in the zone, fucking get my David Goggins inner bitch, and fucking just focus and knuckle down. And I see Terrance as like, obviously I've followed Terrance. He's been in the UFC for a while now, and then when the fight got mentioned, he started following me and stuff like that, and yeah, I'm all up for being friends, but as soon as that fucking cage door is locked, I'm gonna fucking kill this motherfucker. It's just like there's no friends in there. As you can see, I was ruthless. My last performance, I'm not taking any days off. Like Sunday rest is scheduled in, and I know that. And every other training session is done without fail, and I'm doing every single thing. I'm going to my bed at 10:30 at night. I'm getting up at fucking 8:30 in the morning every day, doing the same shit, you know. And that's the reason why I'm going to be in the top 10 very, very soon.
American Top Team, you know, we know about the training, but you know, they cover everything, right? Like they have everything in the building for you, like strength and conditioning. Have you seen like improvements in that, and even like recovery? Is that something that's big part of your training camps?
I've always been an athletic guy. I've always had power. I've always had endurance. And the thing that I've lacked in the past is training partners and bodies for sparring, or people that can keep up with me. You know, so unfortunately, not due to anything like saying that I hadn't had good training partners, but you know, over here everybody's got the same mindset as I do. So training day in day out with the same people, and like usually back home I would have to do a round on with somebody, and then somebody would have to switch in. Whereas now that I can just do 5 rounds with the same guy, and that means that, you know, my style is working on his style, and then eventually you see your style prevailing. You know, especially if you're efficient.
Yeah, I saw you posted a picture with Francisco Trinaldo. Man, what a beast he is, huh?
Yeah, he's a big dude now. He doesn't fight 155
Yeah.
anymore, I tell you that.
Nah.
Yeah.
How was it
That's
dealing
what.
with him?
Yeah, he's a tough motherfucker. Even though he's what 40, 42 maybe. He's a tough guy. Um, he's a veteran. You know, he's got power, same as me. Absolute respect the guy helping me out. You know, great look for Terrance. You know, so we're going to get some work in the next couple of weeks. Who else did I go with? I went with the Maori kid today. JJ, he fights next week, so he went southpaw for me. He's been messing around with switching stances, so me and him went today, and yeah, man, I'm looking forward to getting in there and showing everybody. You know, Terrance is a big name, but he's not really ranked. But after I get this guy out of the way, you know, we can start chipping away and start aiming to get to that top 15.
Do you think we'll see grappling in this fight? Because both of you guys have power, both of you guys can bang, and that's what the fans want to see. But this is a fight, you know what I mean? Mixed martial arts.
Guaranteed, Terrance shoots on me. I can guarantee it. I can tell you right now, it's going to happen. If you see his fights, you know, he seems to be scared to engage, so he's going to start wrestling. He's a good wrestler. He's got good grappling. I'm looking forward to a mixed martial arts event. So, you know, I can't hold it against him for shooting on me. Everybody else does. Everybody over here does. So,
Well, you know, I already know what your prediction is. You've been saying it throughout the whole interview, so I'm not even going to ask you about that. I'm just going to move on to another topic. One last question. Of course, I'm going to have to ask you about the title fight, Makhachev versus Oliveira, the rematch. Does it end differently? Do you see anything different about this fight?
I want Charles to win. I really like Charles. Charles is an idol of mine. I like him. I like his style. Not a great fan of Islam. Not for any reason. I just don't like his style. He's a great fighter, amazing fighter. Like we all know that. But you know, I want Charles to win just because he's my favorite.
You like the entertainers, it seems like.
Yeah, of course. Like we're in the entertainment sport. You know, we want to do damage. We want to win. We want to get paid. You know, unfortunately, once you get to this level, you can kind of realize, you know, that if you're not an entertainer, you don't really get paid. So it's just one of those things. You need to be an entertainer. You need to show your product. You know, you need to go out there, and that's why I was super happy with my performance last time, because everybody everybody not behind me, everybody in the background was saying, you know, Chris should grapple, and then like you get all these statistics that come up on YouTube channels and TikToks like Duncan should grapple. Fucking, I was like, fuck all these motherfuckers. I'm going to show them. So maybe I should just grapple with Terrance.
I love it. Yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, man, this matchup is an incredible matchup. Probably one of the best, you know, matchups, like entertainment wise, like danger factor, all these things put together. It's going to be incredible. Las Vegas, October 14th. How do you feel about being back in the Apex again?
Still in the hexagon, doesn't bother me. It's just another day in the office. I leave this dorm, I walk down the stairs and I walk into the octagon every single day to do some sparring. So it's no different. I'm used to it. It's my job now. So the only difference it'll be this time is I'll manage to get my coaches in my corner this time. They couldn't make it across the UK last time, but this time I'll have them in, so it'll be good.
Definitely. Chris, thank you so much, man. All the best in the fight. I'll be glued to the screen, man. This one is exciting.
Thank you, man. Speak to you soon.